Hi there, you're all very welcome here this evening to Sunflower Yoga. So this evening we are at the first quarter moon phase of the lunar cycle. So this is the time where it's time to kind of really start to take a bit more action on those intentions and goals that you set for yourself at the start of this lunar cycle. So your own energy may be growing alongside the growing moon, or it may not be as well. So please just take a moment now just to consider where your energy is at. Consider where you are in your cycle of life, your menstrual cycle, your stage of menopause, and just consider how this is affecting your mood, your motivation, your energy this evening. And just come into this practice as you are, honouring and respecting where you're at and helping to guide your body into the practice that it is craving this evening. So tonight we're going to work through a lovely flow to stabilise, strengthen and lengthen, in particular our legs, our hips and our glutes. So please, move at your own pace through this class. I'm going to be giving you a few different options for the different things we're going to be moving through. Some we've done over the last few weeks and some new ones as well. So after our movement, we will go into our Yoga Nidra meditation. I'll have a lovely spring visualization today, so we can really kind of dream into that weather that we're supposed to be enjoying. And then, yeah, we'll hopefully all drift off into a lovely sleep. I have a flight to catch at 6:30 in the morning, so I'm hoping this is going to wind me down as well for that. So I'll just invite you now just to find your comfortable seat and just to either lower your gaze or close over your eyes. And we're just going to take a few minutes just to help kind of settle and arrive into our practice. So just begin to notice your breath. Just watching each inhale and exhale moving through and out of your body. So the breath is cyclical. It ebbs and it flows. It's always with us. It's a constant circle of energy in and around us. Just try and shift your breath now to a more balanced rhythm. So breathing in and out for around about the same length of time. So when you inhale, just really notice and feel the fullness and the rise in the body. And as you exhale, just notice how the body begins to soften and let go. And we'll just take 3 to 4 more rounds of breath, just working at your own pace, your own rhythm. Just letting go now of this breathing pattern. Just lift your gaze or open your eyes, and we're going to come to lay down on our back. We're going to come into a constructed rest pose. We're going to come down onto our back. We're going to plant our feet into the mat. Our legs are about hip distance apart here. And we're just going to take some pelvic tilts here. So it can be useful just to bring your hands just on top of your hip bones here, just to help with this movement if it's one that you haven't done before. So we're just going to rock our pelvis forward so we can feel a nice kind of arch there in the lower back. And then we're going to flatten our lower back against the floor there, lifting our pelvis up. And then we're just going to rock between these two movements. And this movement is very much just happening in the pelvis, in the tailbone area there. We're not moving our legs or our arms or our upper body. We're just really focusing on our pelvis here and our tailbone. Just a real subtle movement here. And it's being really gentle with ourselves here. And slowly easing into our practice. And just letting go of those pelvic tilts. Now we're just going to draw our knees into the chest. And I'll just invite you to take some knee circles here. So you can keep your knees together for this, or you can open them apart. You can go in one direction and then the other, or stay in the same direction. Just take the movement here that your body is calling for. You're always trusting that your body will find the movements that's going to suit you best, that's going to bring you that comfort and ease this evening. There's no need to rush these movements either. Just really invite you to move slowly and mindfully this evening. Helps to really send those soothing signals to the nervous system, helping to calm the body, helping to release stress and tension from the body at the end of the day. And then just drawing our knees into the chest now. Taking a breath here, and then we're going to roll over onto our side and come up into a seated position. So from our seated position here, we're just going to open our arms up into cactus. So we're going to bring our gaze up. We're going to kind of open up across the chest there, opening up into the heart space. We're going to drop our left hand onto the mat now, bringing our right arm up and over. A nice stretch there in the right hand side of the body. Bringing our arms overhead now, bringing our right hand down onto the mat, stretching over to the left there. Feel a nice opening there in the left hand side of the body. And then we're just going to cactus those arms open again, bringing our gaze up, bringing our hands together to touch behind. Again, deepening that stretch across the chest there. Then it might feel nice just to bring that stretch out to the front as well, arching into the upper back there, across the shoulders. And releasing our hands back down. So we're just going to send our legs out long now. And we're just going to send a little bit of love and a little bit of TLC to our feet and our ankles and our toes this evening. We often kind of neglect these areas and don't really think about them. And considering all they do for us, it's just nice to give them a little bit of attention as well. So just invite you just to flex your feet. I think you can see me here. And we're just going to really think about spreading our toes kind of nice and wide here. So we're kind of creating some space in between each of our toes here. And then we're going to curl our toes in, kind of scrunching up our toes. And then we're just going to experiment moving between those, kind of that stretch across the toes and then that curl of the toes. Again, just finding that stretch, that movement that's going to bring a bit of, kind of comfort and ease, kind of releasing some tension there from your feet. And then it might be nice to kind of bend the feet down there, nice stretch across the top of the feet, flexing the feet back as well there can feel quite nice. And again, just rocking between those two there, or staying with those toe stretches if you're enjoying that. And then it might feel nice just to kind of take some ankle circles, with the two ankles together or one at a time. Be taking that in the opposite direction. And just coming back to stillness there. We're going to come into a tabletop position now. So we're going to bring our knees and our hips in line with each other and our shoulders and our elbows in line with each other. We're just going to take a couple of cat-cow waves here. So we're going to drop our belly, lifting our chin. And then we're going to tuck our tailbone, drawing our navel up towards our spine, arching up there into the upper back. And then we're just going to flow through cat-cow. Again, just moving slowly and mindfully. They're really nourishing for our spine, as well as giving our digestive and our reproductive organs a lovely massage as well. And then just staying with this cat-cow flow if that's feeling good for you, or option to kind of come back into a tabletop and just take your right leg, stretching your right leg out, pressing your right toes into the ground there, continuing to kind of stretch, strengthen and lengthen all the muscles there through the right leg. I'm going to think about sending breath down into the parts of the legs there that need a little bit more nourishment. And coming back to our tabletop, sending our left leg back now, pressing our left toes into the ground there. And maybe just noticing the subtle differences between the stretch there in the right leg and the left leg. I'm getting much more sensation here in my left leg this evening. Feels really nice. Again, just sending that breath down into those parts that need that little bit more nourishment. Coming back to the tabletop when you're ready. We're just going to bring our big toes kind of towards each other now. We're just going to kind of rock back and forth. We're not going to come all the way down into child pose. We're just kind of rocking back and forth here. It's quite nice on the wrists and the hands as well now. Another area that we can kind of neglect when we're exercising. We're sending a bit of nourishment there into our wrists as we bend them and flex them. And then we're just going to come back onto our knees and maybe just shake your hands out, or maybe just take a few wrist circles here, might feel quite nice as well. Maybe take a couple of shoulder rolls, kind of shake your arms out. We're just finding that movement that's going to help you kind of shake off the tension, the heaviness of the day. We're going to come down into a nice child pose now. So a couple of options here. You could experiment with taking your knees a little bit wider than you maybe normally would and see how that feels for your body this evening. Or if you're looking for a more restorative, supportive child pose, you could place a cushion or a rolled up blanket in between your thighs and calves. And then just sending your arms out long there. Or it might feel nice to kind of make a pillow with your hands there as well, just resting your forehead onto your hands. This here, you're kind of activating that third eye chakra point there, which can, be really helpful in kind of sending soothing, calming signals to your nervous system as well. So again, just experimenting here to find that stretch, that feels good for your body this evening. And coming up out of child pose there when you're ready. And we're going to come back into a tabletop and we're going to go into some low lunges. So you can either stay in tabletop and come into your lunge from here, or we can walk our hands forward a little, coming into a down dog. Might feel nice if you are in down dog to pedal your legs out here. Can feel quite nice in the calves and hamstrings, or just find stillness in your down dog as well. Be careful here not to kind of lock your elbows. And think about sending the crown of your head down towards the ground. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring our right foot in between our hands, dropping our left knee down to the ground. And then we're just going to come into a nice lunge here, in a lovely stretch here, all up through the legs, into the hip flexor. Really nice in the hamstrings there, into the right glute there as well. Again, really breathing, sending your breath down into those areas that need a little bit more ease this evening. And then either staying here or bringing your arms overhead, or even taking a little back bend with your arms there as well can feel quite nice. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then coming back down, stepping back into your tabletop or your down dog. And then we're going to even things out there and bring our left foot in between our hands, dropping our right knee down onto the mat there, taking that low lunge there. And then we're going to bring our arms straight overhead, or making that little gentle back bend there as well, if that's feeling good for you this evening. Bringing your hands back down again, stepping back into your tabletop or your down dog. If you're in tabletop, feel free to come down into child pose now. If you're in down dog, we're going to walk our hands and feet towards each other, bringing our hands onto our thighs there. An option to bring your head down now into a forward fold. Again, this creates a lovely stretch all on the back of the leg there, as well as kind of releasing some tension there in the lower back. The hands can kind of graze the ground, or it might feel nice to take hold of your elbows there, maybe even inviting a little bit of movement here, kind of swaying from side to side or back and forth. Releasing your hands back down, coming into that half lift position, or coming up into standing. And then just bring your hands to heart center here. Just kind of taking a pause now and just kind of consider how you're feeling now. How are you feeling now compared to how you felt at the start of our practice? How's your energy now? How's your mood? How's your motivation? Again, just honouring where you're at. There's no right, there's no wrong here. It's just time for you to listen to and connect with your body. Now, when you're ready, we're going to come back down to a seated position. And we're going to come into a butterfly pose now. So we're going to bring the soles of our feet together and we're going to butterfly our knees open. And I'm just going to take a minute here, maybe just either just massage our feet here or our ankles or our calf muscles. Just find the area on your body that could just do with a little bit of TLC, just a little bit of tenderness there. And just kind of massage into that, just kind of showing your feet, your ankles, your calves, a little bit of love, giving them a little bit of thanks, for all they do for you. And then just staying with that massage, or we can kind of bring your hands to stillness on your feet now, resting your lower arms there over your calves, kind of inhaling up, and then we're going to exhale, kind of releasing your chest, releasing your head down towards the ground there. Experimenting with where you want to have your legs, so they're sending them out a little bit further if you want a gentle stretch, or bringing them closer to your body if you want to create a deeper stretch there, kind of in your inner thighs. Again, just kind of playing around here and finding that sweet spot for you. You really think about sending your breath down into that lower back area there. And just lifting your knees up there. When you're ready, maybe just plant your hands to the side there and just open up across the chest, bringing your gaze up. So we're going to come into some seated twists now. So you can keep your legs crossed, keep your legs crossed, or we're going to come into mermaid legs. So sitting on the right hip and bringing our legs out to the side. We're going to take our left hand onto our right knee, whichever position we've chosen, the cross-legged or the mermaid legs. We're going to bring our right hand out behind us. We're going to inhale up and we're going to exhale, just bringing your gaze just gently there over your right shoulder. Kind of sending your breath down there into your left glute, your left hip. And we're going to come back to center. And we're going to take that twist one more time, but this time we're going to lift that left glute as well. So we're going to take that stretch a little bit further. Again, very much working with your range of motion and how far your body wants to move this evening. We're going to sending our breath down into that left hip, the left glute area. And coming back to center. Taking that on the opposite side now, so staying in cross-legged or coming to sit on your left hip, sending your feet out to the side. Going to bring our right hand now onto our left knee. Our left hand is going to come out behind us. We're going to inhale up. We're just going to take it back very gently over our left shoulder for our first breath. And then we're going to come back to center, and the option now to lift that right glute, just so you can take your gaze a little bit further. And again, we're sending your breath down there into your right glute, your right and left hip as well. It's really nourishing for our internal organs, as well as really good for keeping our spine supple as well. And coming back to center when you're ready. So we're going to come down, actually, I'm just going to take a couple of hip circles before we come back down onto the mat. So everyone come back to a seated position, and we're just going to take a couple of hip circles here, again, just to kind of ease out any lingering tension there in the lower back. So it feels quite nice for the upper back there and the shoulders as well. We'll be reversing that the other way. And coming back to center. So we're going to come to lie down on the mat now, and we're going to come into a bridge pose. So keeping your feet planted in the mat there, about hip distance apart. Your hands are going to be face down on the mat, and then we're really going to think about planting all four corners of our feet into the mat. Spreading our fingers and printing our palms down into the mat. And then we're just going to lift our tailbone and lift our spine off the mat. Squeezing our glutes here, pushing up through the hips. This is a really lovely stretch there for the front of the legs, as well as a nice stretch across the abdomen. A lovely stretch there for the glutes and the hips as well. So again, we're really sending your breath down, deep down into your belly for this one. Gently coming down at any point when you've had enough of your bridge pose. And then just coming down very slowly and mindfully when you're ready. We're just going to stretch our legs out long and bringing our arms overhead. And we're going to go into a banana pose. So we're going to bring our feet over to the left-hand corner of the mat. And then we're going to reach our arms over to the top left-hand corner of the mat. So we're making that kind of banana or crescent moon shape with the body. And you should feel a really nice stretch all along the right-hand side of your body now. So really think about sending your breath deep down into your right lung there. It's a really lovely posture to help release any kind of stale, stagnant air from the bottom of your right lung there. If you would like to experiment with this posture as well, you can bring your right foot, crossing it over your left ankle there. That just kind of makes a little bit of a different, feeling of the stretch. And just maybe see if that feels good for you. If it does, stay there. If it doesn't, go back to keeping your two feet on the ground. The most important thing here is that we're really kind of breathing evenly and deeply, really nourishing that right hand long. And coming back to centre. And just noticing the two sides of the body there, the subtle differences between the two sides of the body. And then we're going to even things out. So we're going to bring our legs over to the right hand corner of the mat, bringing our arms over to the top right hand corner, making that banana, that crescent moon shape on the opposite side. Again, the option to cross your left foot over your right there. Again, really think about sending our breath deep down into our left lung now. There's another opportunity to kind of release that staleness or stagnation lingering at the bottom of our lung. And coming back to centre. I just invite you just to open your legs out to the side of the mat now, your arms out to the side. And we're just going to spend a couple of moments here resting in Savasana. It's really important that we kind of let everything settle, give ourselves this time to kind of absorb the benefits of our gentle flow this evening. And I'm just going to read a short poem while in Savasana. So what is this life full of care? We have no time to stand and stare. No time to stand beneath the boughs and stare as long as sheep or cows. No time to see when woods we pass, where squirrels hide their nuts in grass. No time to see in broad daylight, streams full of stars like skies at night. No time to turn at beauty's glance and watch her feet how they can dance. No time to wait till her mouth can enrich that smile that eyes began. A poor life this is, if full of care, we have no time to stand and stare. Leisure by W.H. Davies. So when you're ready now, just taking your time to wiggle out your fingers, wiggle out your toes, maybe taking a long body stretch before rolling over onto your side and coming back up into a seated position where we'll kind of close off the movement part of our practice. And then I'll let everyone get ready for our deeper relaxation, our Yoga Nidra. Then may the first quarter moon bless you with optimism, and may your dreams surely grow at the right time and in the right place for your highest good. Namaste. So please take your time now to get ready for our Yoga Nidra. So please make sure you're going to be warm enough for the next 15-20 minutes. The body temperature does drop during Yoga Nidra, so having a cozy surface to lie on, popping into bed if that's accessible to you. Popping a cushion under your head or a bolster under your knees can feel quite nice as well. So I'll just give you a minute or two now just to get really warm and cozy, and then we'll go into our Yoga Nidra. Okay, I hope you're all warm and cozy now and ready for our yoga nidra. So I'll leave it up to you whether you'd like to keep your eyes open or have them closed. This is your practice. You don't even have to listen to my voice if you don't want to, or listen to my words. You can just use the sound of my voice to kind of anchor you into the practice and then just go off into your own dream world if that's what you prefer to do. If a thought pops into your mind, don't resist it, just let it come and let it go. You could even turn the thought into a cloud and just let it kind of drift away. Please don't think you have to stay still throughout the yoga nidra. If you need to wriggle, if you need to move, if you need to sneeze, get up and walk around, this is your practice. And sometimes you need a restful yoga nidra, and sometimes you need that movement to kind of shift something from your body. So please do trust your body to help you find the practice that you need this evening. Please try to stay awake throughout if you can, but if you do fall asleep, this is not a problem. This must be what your body needs. You can come back to this recording again and again, so don't feel that you're going to miss out on something if you don't stay awake this evening. Again, just trust in your body. Trust that your body will guide you to the practice that you need. So I just invite you now just to shift your focus to your breath. Just noticing each inhale and exhale. It's helping you settle and sink into the support beneath you. Just feel the support of the ground, the bed, the chair beneath you. Feel the warmth of the blanket against your body. Not worrying if there's sounds going on around you in the room or outside of the room. Just knowing that you're cozy and warm in your yoga nidra nest. And if it feels good, just begin to gently sigh your exhale out now through softly parted lips, just as if you were kind of breathing into a mirror to clean it. And just feel the sound of doing this in the back of your throat, kind of a gentle ocean wave sound. And then the option to close the lips on your exhale and just feel for the same sensation in the back of the throat. Just keeping the breath gentle and keeping the same ocean sound that you felt when your lips were open. And just keeping the throat soft as you maintain this gentle ocean breath at your nice, easy pace. And just noticing the sensations of your breath as it goes in and comes out of your body. And just begin now to return your breath to its natural rhythm. It's time now to set an intention for this practice. So don't overthink this, just notice what comes naturally to you, or be content with a simple statement like, just to be here is enough. And repeat this to yourself 3 times. You cannot do this wrong. There is nothing to do. So you'll now go on a journey around the body, shifting your awareness from body part to body part as you hear them being called out. It's not necessary to move or make any tensing and releasing motions. just please bring your attention to the body part and allow it to naturally relax. From crown of head to scalp it flows. From forehead to these brows. The settling body now receives rest and nourishment between the brows, through the eyes, the eyelids right and left. Between the eyes, the rest is here, and all they see is welcomed in. Within the ears, behind the ears, these places now can rest. The nostrils welcome every breath, and both the lips and tongue are now nourished by restfulness. The teeth and throat, the arched roof of the mouth. The chin is still, the back of neck. The whole of the spine is nourished by rest. Both sides of the neck, across the shoulders, down into both arms, and into the hands this flows. The Yoga Nidra state is here to nourish and restore. The palms of hands and fingertips, the spaces in between, the thumbs and index fingers of both hands are resting now, on left hand and right, from hand to hand, the middle fingers and the fourth. Both little fingers resting too, and all the webbing in between. The fingertips, the cuticles, the nails of both these hands, on right and left, on left and right. The whole of both hands can now rest. Both palms and belly can now rest in place. This Yoga Nidra time is now, and every breath is rest. From belly to chest and breasts, there is a flow of restfulness. Within the heart, so centered with the nourishment of rest. The stomach receives rest, flowing down into both hips, buttocks left and right, the hamstrings, both knees, the calves, the shins, ankles left and right are all nourished now by rest. Sending rest now to the tops of the feet, the soles of the feet, the heels of the feet, the big right toe, all right toes, left big toe, all left toes. The space in between all toes are now settled by rest. There's no need to take another step. The place to be is here. I welcome rest in the front of the body. I welcome rest in the back of the body. Rest nurtures the left side of the body. Rest nourishes the right side of the body. I welcome rest into the whole of the body. You're both alert, yet resting, awake and feel asleep at the same time. It's time now to enter our visualization. Just imagine you're lying down in a spring meadow, looking up at the sky. The sky is blue and scattered with clouds that pass over the sun in waves. A warm breeze moves over your skin. The grass feels soft to touch. The scents of spring flowers are wafting over you. And maybe you can hear the birds calling in the distance. And just watch yourself now take an imaginary long body stretch. And just notice how much fresher and lighter your body feels after taking this stretch. Just bring your attention now to your heart center and imagine a ball of warm golden light nestled in the center of your heart. Breathe deeper now into this golden light and use your breath to send it all around your body, breathing in space and freshness for all of your new plans and projects, and breathing out all of the staleness that is no longer serving you. And just listening carefully now for any messages coming from your body as you rest. If nothing comes up for you, just enjoy this opportunity to rest and soak up this warm golden sunshine inside your body. And just begin now to visualize how you see your plans or projects for this lunar cycle working out. To see yourself exploring and cultivating the possibilities of your new idea, your new projects, and just watch how this project is going to grow and flourish. And we'll just linger here a few moments longer, just to explore what's coming up in you. We'll begin now to make our preparations to leave this visualization. And just bring your attention now back to the resolve you set for yourself at the start of this practice. And just repeat it to yourself again 3 times. So if you're ready to do so, You will slowly now begin your journey back. Just by becoming aware of your breath once again. Maybe starting to invite small movements back into your body, just trusting and allowing your body to move how it wants to. The how and when you end your practice is up to you. This is your practice. If you'd like to linger here for longer, please do so. Only coming out of this meditation when you're fully ready to be back into the world again. If you are choosing to end the meditation now, please do really take your time in coming up into a seated position. So gently rolling over onto your side and curling up into a ball, relishing these last few moments of pure relaxation before really slowly and mindfully coming back into a seated position. Just resting your hands wherever feels comfortable for you. But please do take your time here. Linger longer if you can. Pop into bed if that's an option for you. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete.